one of the top experts in the world on sales.
King of collaboration.
He's on the cutting edge, and what he does works.
Jim Padilla.
CEO of Gain the Edge.
He is the leader when it comes to sales and conversions.
A sales and business coach to some of the biggest names in the country.
Jim Padilla is known as the go-to guy for all things sales.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Make More Sales podcast. And Jim Padilla here. We got the Jim and Cyndi show, Jim and Cyndi live show, every Monday morning, 10 o'clock Pacific. And the whole goal here is just to help us, help you, help get in front of you, to share with you some different insights that are going to help you win in the game of sales. That's it. No other ulterior motive. This is about you winning more customers. If that's the game you're looking to play, then continue on, listen on. Give us a like or a love on the button there. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure you rate, review, and subscribe, and let us know that you're here and listening. The more commenting, the more you give us that love and show what's going on, the more the powers that be promote this stuff to you so that you can get more of it, and it'll keep being brought to you on a regular basis. So we've got a lot to dive into, and I really want to share. I'm excited about some things to be able to ignite your mind. We are at this moment, as this show is being put together right now, we are kicking off Q4 for 2020. And that means we basically are up against it. We got 90 days, we got 3 months left of an incredibly unpredictable year that came at us. And all I want to do is share you that you are in control of how this year finishes for you, right? You didn't pick how this year came at you, but you sure as heck get to pick how you navigate it, and you get to pick how it rolls. Q4 is a great time for us. We love it. And it's not that we don't make Q4 or that we don't make the rest of the year matter. It's just that we get turbocharged to finish the year strong. There's a timeline, there's a deadline, there's definition of urgency. And we always end up with Q4 being our best part of the year. Many times it makes our entire year. And I want you coming in with that mindset and that perspective. Cyndi, what are you doing? Say hello to our wonderful people here.
So funny. Good morning. I love Q4. It could be my decades in retail. Like this is the quarter. And like Jim said, for many retailers, this could be 20, 30, 40, 50% of their entire year. So I love this time from the perspective of that time crunch. I love a Black Friday to a Christmas Eve. Like that's 30 days to make a lot of stuff happen and sell a lot of stuff. What I think is really key in this year, like you said, there's so much that is thrown at us, but as humans, we are so resilient. You really are such a resilient species, and you've up-leveled it because you've chosen to be a business owner and an entrepreneur. So we're 6 months in. There is a level of normalcy that you have created for yourself and or accepted, and now's a perfect time to determine how do you want to end the year. You are at choice. You get to choose. And I think, again, you've navigated so much change and unpredictability that as that business owner, that entrepreneur, you're poised. You are poised to really finish strong.
Yeah, definitely. And what we want to get you focused on right now is thinking about what it is you want to accomplish, right? Have you adjusted your goals and reset your sights? Everybody I know was super optimistic coming into 2020. This is going to be the year, clarity and vision, and big plays on 2020. But just good alignment. A lot of people were poised for success, and then as the year unfolded, people started readjusting. Well, maybe this won't be the best year. Here's my goal to survive now. Or I'm going to readjust because the marketplace has shifted. And you do need to make pivots and adjustments. Mm-hmm. I want you to stay focused right now on what we need to be thinking about here. And I want you to embrace the perspective that every single thing that happens to us is nothing but an opportunity to overcome it, right? Mm-hmm. There's term called Chesterton's defense. And it's basically whenever you see a wall, what's your default perspective? Is that when you see a wall, your immediate perspective shouldn't be, this is an object to stop me. This is an object for me to overcome. How do I see my way through it, over it, around it, under it, whatever it takes. It's like, how do I blow this wall up? How do I move through it? Right? It's an opportunity to think and assess. It's not an opportunity to turn back. Okay, so make sure that you're looking forward. What is on the other side of that wall? The only reason that wall exists is to encourage you to do something more creative, more powerful, more different, do better, different, and more, right? Not to go, oh man, I can't make it, which is what most of us do. We get a wall and it's exhausting, painful to bang your head against the wall over and over, right? But what we need to look at is, how am I going to get through it? What do I need to do to make it happen? Okay, so we want you looking at, you are now 2020 through your curveball. You are now at Q4, and now it's time to start looking, how do I get over this? How do I get through this? How do I go around it? How do I blow it up? What do I need to do to make this happen? Or have intentional, clear thought that, okay, is this wall telling me that this isn't the road for me? But this is not about quitting or giving up. This is about, what do I need to do to approach this objective? Right? And one of the ways that we're doing it is here to help you, as many of you as humanly possible, to see that you are in control of this process. And the most effective way that we know to navigate any challenge and hurdle is be able to influence the people who you serve, so that you can win them to seeing something different. And seeing, I want you to be able to see, help them see that the people that you serve is them, help them see that being in your world, seeing things the way you see them, is the way they need to start thinking about things, is the perspective they need to take. Right? I want to show you every single thing you want to accomplish is on the other side of that wall, called Q4. Everything is going to be here. You can make your entire year here. And this is about you being in control of your sales process, you being in control of your sales results. And it's not about becoming a sales guru. It's about being crystal clear about what's at stake for the people you serve, so that you have a motivation to want to overcome the wall in the first place. Right? If you know that you're going to help people on the other side of it, that wall is not a deterrent. That wall is something that must be defeated, and you will approach things differently. Okay, so we're actually in a process right now. We just kicked off a few days ago a sprint to the finish, a sprint for a 10-day sprint to close Q4. But it's about kicking off the first 10 days of Q4 powerfully. And so there's somewhere in the Facebook group here, we'll drop a link in for you so you can have it and just chime in. Maybe there's 10 tips. Basically, we're sharing one tip a day for 10 days. It's a 2-minute video each day that walks you through what is the simple truth that you need to figure out, what's the simple tactic that you need to move through to help you gain some clarity on this. And so we'll get you caught up really quick on 1 through 4 here today. And number 1 is simply just talking about telling the truth, right? Telling the truth. And we want you to dive into it. I want you to check out the video, put the exercise into effect. But the whole focus here is, you need to be able to share clearly and powerfully what is going on with people. And a lot of times that requires you being, we'll call it contrarian. And I want you to have a different perspective on contrarian. Somebody was just sharing with me recently. They're like, well, it's not about, you can't just be in opposition to everything. And I was like, well, that's not what contrarian is. Contradiction is being in opposition to everything. Contrarian is standing for what you know is true, standing for what you believe, standing for what is at stake, regardless of what other people think. Right? I don't want you to spend all of your time mastering scripts and strategies and everything that everybody else is teaching in sales. I want you to focus on following us so that you can learn how to sell by just being the same person you've been every day of your life. Right? Doing all the things that helps you sell as a human being, as a powerful individual, like the way that God made you. That's how you were designed to sell, not by jumping into somebody else's process and script and all of their blueprints for success. Right? So that is what I'm going to fight for, regardless of how many sales gurus out there say you're wrong, or you need to have scripts, you need to have process, whatever. I'm not trying to be in contradiction. I am being contrary. I am the fact that I know this is true. I know this works, regardless of what anybody else thinks. Right? So what are you thinking on that, Cyndi?
Well, it brings up a great example. I reached out to one of our clients, Joanne Butcher, who joined our Peak Performance Network in May and has just had, some of the most stellar months. And since then, she's also recruited and referred like 3 or 4 clients for us into the network because she knows it works. And I reached out to her on Friday. I'm like, what are you saying to people? How are you like selling this? And she's like, I'm just really honest with people. I talk to coaches. She's a filmmaker. I talk to filmmakers, and they think everything is wrong. Something is wrong with their business. So they're out there trying to fix a funnel. They're out there trying to redo offers, fix their websites, redo their branding. And she's like, let me be clear with you. None of that's the problem. You just need to know how to sell better. You need to get comfortable selling. You need to have confidence selling, confidence, clarity, and certainty to sell, because everything that you're talking about is not the problem. And this is a woman that is her conviction. She's convicted that we are the right people to help her and her friends. And she's just really clear, like, and you have to pay rent. So what are you going to do? Fixing your funnel is probably not going to help you pay rent tomorrow. Selling things in the next 1 to 2 weeks is going to help you pay your rent and keep you afloat.
Exactly.
Those
So
type of honest conversations that I think a lot of people like you're referring to that don't say. And I love in that first module was like, what's the one thing that you get off the phone and you're like, oh, I wish I would have said? Say it.
exactly. And that's the whole deal. Most of the problem is we're in a sales conversation. So we've already coined it and defined it as something. So we've decided this is the rules. This is the box I must fit in. This is the way a sales conversation should go. And all of that's false. All of that's false, right? I just want you to show up and have conversations with people about stuff that you know matters to them. Even if they aren't saying it, you're the expert of their problem. So you should be able to speak to it in ways that they don't know how. Don't wait for them to tell you and self-diagnose. It's just the same kind of craziness as going to a doctor's office, right? The doctor knows all the things that are happening. They've done all the training and the licensing and the certifications. They know what all the diseases are and all the cures are and all of the other stuff, or God willing, they do. And we don't. So we come in and go, yeah, it hurts over here. Right? That's about all you can say. Don't be like, yeah, well, I think I have a headache, or I think I have some tendonitis in my knee. You don't know what the hell you have. You know your knee hurts. But just tell them that. Unless you've been as a clinical diagnosis of something before, say, well, the last doctor I went to said this, and here's how we treated it. Other than that, you say, look, my knee hurts when I do this. It hurts here when I do this. If you can just get people to share that with you, and you as the expert of the problem go, now that's interesting, because whenever I see people hurt when they do that, it means this. Because I've dealt with hundreds of people or thousands of people, or all of my years as an expert tell me so, blah, blah, blah. Now you're speaking to them instead of trying to pull from them all of the things that they think is wrong with them. And then you just share authentically. Well, that's interesting. Based on that, how much longer do you think your knee is going to be able to hold up? And what's that going to cost you if you can't do anything with your knee? How much different will your life be if your knee is, what would imagine for you if your knee was 100%, just like it was when you were playing baseball in college, or whatever the frame is, right? Now you get them seeing what's possible and why they should want to fix this, right? And how is this costing you? And how's this going to limit your mobility later in life? And what is that going to cost you when you've got a whole, gaggle of grandkids that you want to be able to go play in the park with, or go on roller coasters, or hunting, or fishing, or whatever it is, right? The same way you would as a human being if you were talking to somebody, asking the questions that come natural, because you care, because you know what's at stake for them, because you're the one who can lead them, and you may be the only one who will be able to get them there by sharing the truth with them, by being clearly positioned as the expert, right? Which is the day 2 move, right? Getting crystal clear on your positioning and understanding. You have to be known for something, or you're not known for anything, right? So risk the rest of the world not needing to know who you are, so that the people who do need to know you are can find you, and that other people can point to you, because they know what you do and they know how you do it, and they want you to help their people. Okay, understand clearly what's the positioning around that, right? Again, dive into all of these. They're in the Facebook thread, and there's also you can opt into it, so you'll get them in an email daily. But they're right in here. Just dive into the Facebook group, search in day 1, day 2, day 3. Really, that's simple for you. right? And then that'll take you to the exercises. Um, I just want you to be there. Why does this matter so much for everybody to just really understand this and let go of all the things they've been trying to master?
I think you asked me a question. So,
Yeah, welcome to my marriage, folks.
so positioning and telling the truth, again, I think I just talking to Joanne, like, and what you just said, she let them say, oh, I think it's my website, it's my funnel, I need a new offer, I need to change my prices. And she didn't go down any rabbit holes with people. She is clear on our positioning, not even her own, but her position within our world, and then our positioning. And so it makes it really easy for her to help her friends, and her colleagues be able to pay their bills and move beyond and really grow their business effectively. And then positioning, I mean, I saw it in real life for our own business. Here we are, with our own event coming up in 17 days, all hands on deck. We're farming Jim out. He's doing interviews everywhere, and it's easy. It's easy for us to get a yes, because it's really clear what Jim and Cyndi and Gain the Edge does for people and for businesses. We help people make more sales without becoming a sales expert. We are sales and sales strategy experts. And we don't claim to be anything else or anything more. We are a lot more. We know a crap ton about marketing and funnels and all of
Business.
that, but we are focused on who we are and how we serve most effectively.
Right. And that's the whole key. It's like all these, I have all these interviews set up, and I mean, this is my standard way of doing business anyway, which, we happily share with you in our world here. But the reason everybody's interviewing me and putting me on their stages to help their people is because they know their community needs what we have.
Mhm.
Not because we're some world experts at what we are. We're great at what we do. We're best in class. But it's because they clearly understand how to position it to their people. They know what we offer, they know what our deliverable is, and they want their people to have that deliverable. If they don't need that, then they don't look for it. Then that's not the issue, right? So what is it, the single deliverable that you offer that other people need powerfully, right? That's what you want. So everybody who's teeing us up is because they want their people to be able to make more sales so that they can pay them. So if you have people in your world that you want them to make more sales so that they can actually do the things that you help them with, then bring them to us, right? And for you personally, I want you to take this stuff in. For you, I'm going to challenge you on this. And if your world is not set up in a way so that you are literally mastering sales as they come to you, everybody who comes to you is you're winning customers. And it's not because you have to be some tactical guru, right? If you've got this already mastered, good on you. My assumption is you wouldn't be here if that's the case. So if you're here listening and paying attention, jump in, take a chance, check this content out so that you can be winning customers instead of trying to sell stuff, right? Get out of that habit and start showing up in a way so people know how to find you, know what to expect when they find you, and you don't disappoint. You just show up and share the truth, be the person that you were meant to be, and lead them effectively to make a great decision in their own best interest. And that's what we want for you. That's what we're here to help you do. So reach out if you want more. If you want more about that, we'll share the link with you. At the minimum, dive in and get involved here. Check out, consume the content. All of our 10 key moves to make more sales without getting better at selling. Right now, this is all about just shaping the way you're thinking. We just want you to see and think differently, right? I want you to be in that perspective right now. That first thought is, I see that wall. I need to make sure that I'm committed to finding a way over it and not running away from it. This is a powerful path to be able to get through, around, and over that wall, because we're going to help guide you there and make that go for you so that you can win in Q4 and make Q4 save or make your entire year. Right? Are you excited about that? Who wants to make Q4 deliver more than your entire year has so far? Right? If that's what you want, type it in. I want to hear that for you. All right. I would want to help make that happen. And if that's not what is happening,
So to recap, we are using the Facebook in our Facebook group, Make More Sales Facebook group, in the units. Our marketing manager's done a phenomenal job of loading the units in there every single day. So it's just like going into a little classroom. You can find all the classes, and they are literally a minute, 2 minute videos with a problem, a solution, and an action. Easy peasy. And Jim started hitting on it. Like sales is 90% of it's right here. Any blocks you have, any challenges, it's right here. It's between your ears. You are all, again, a highly evolved species. You built a business. And that's why we're so passionate about this event, because it's 3 full days focused on your business through the lens of sales. There are a myriad of events out there that are phenomenal. There's a ton of coaches out there that are amazing. This is unique. It is 100% focused, looking at your business through the lens of sales. So if sales is the last frontier in your business for you to master, like you're tired of the ups and the downs, I got it, I don't have it, this is the place to come.
Yeah. And if any of this is resonating with you, just raise your hand and say, hey, yeah, I want to check this out. If you have any questions about it, check this out. Bottom line, it's really this simple. If you're not earning all of the sales at will, if you're not generating sales at the level that you know is necessary for you to be a responsible business owner, meaning pay all your bills, have your taxes paid on time, have money in savings, you're not trying to contradict, do I serve a client or do I go to my kid's soccer game? You know what? You should be able to do both. So you should have enough revenue to hire a team to serve a client and be able to go serve your kids' soccer games and do all those things. If that's not the life that you're living already, you need to check this out, because we have a way to make sure that you're living into that reality. Right? I want your calendar full of people who are already predetermined to want to buy with you, so that you can have the right conversations with the right people at the right time about the right things. And then I want you to be fully prepared also that right now, we had some conversations with some of our team this morning, and the reality is your market may just require extra touches, right? The things that used to work right now in the past don't always work right now. That's why it's hard when you're mastering scripts and processes and blueprints, because they have to constantly be modified. And if you're trying to follow a process that worked 6 months ago, there's no guarantee that works anymore. You might have to talk to people 3 times instead of 1, or follow up 15 times instead of 3, or be more direct and more clear and more truthful and more supportive than you've ever been, because they're so penetrated with everything they see on the news and in the media. They can't even think rationally half the time. And so you have to get them to a place of first thinking rationally, right? Then leading them to a place of clarity. You can't just take somebody who's already got some misconceived ideas about what's possible and then try to show them the mountaintop. Right? So just really be aware of this. So do what is necessary. Do whatever you need to do. There is no too much. I already called them 7 times. I left too many voicemails. I'm going to be bothering them. I got news for you. If they haven't called you back yet, then you have nothing to lose and nothing to risk, because they've already told you at this point, no, for now. Your job is to keep them going until they engage. Let them actually tell you no for now, instead of, hopefully, don't assume silence is an answer. Right? Because you haven't said the thing necessary to get them to call you back, or they're just inundated with every other voicemail that they've got and every other message that they've got, and they haven't been able to call you back yet. Don't write their story for them. You get to help them create a new story, and that's the only thing you should be focused on. Right?
And I want to, we have Mark Gordon. I can see you on here, Mark. And Mark is newer to our community. He's started working and following and joined some of our free offers over the course of the summer. And he enrolled and joined Peak Performance Network. He came to an expert hour that I was hosting, Courageous Conversations, a few Fridays ago. And we were really talking about, he's a film producer. So his form of sales is he's fundraising. He needs to raise $20,000. In the past, he's raised $500,000 to $1 million for different projects. And so we were just working through what his current film and production is. And it goes back to something we said, I think, last week about also, you aren't selling a program, a process, a solution. You're selling a movement. That's what people want to get behind right now, especially in the craziness of our world. And Mark's has a big movement for the Indigenous Native American people, and with his latest project. And I found out last Friday that he had a $12,500 donation or sale towards his event or his production. So this stuff works. Yes. And it's not rocket science. It's gaining the clarity, the confidence, and the certainty, and the practice and the expert support you need for you to go out and have these types of wins. And that excites both me and Jim. So congratulations, Mark. Super excited for you. Yeah, super fun.
Excellent. More of that, guys. Be in the GTA vortex. As long as you're in here, this stuff rubs off on you. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. Come to the event. You will not be the same after 3 days in our world, fully immersed, learning how to dive into this perspective and change the way that you move in the sales conversation. It will change how you show up. It will change the way people react to you and respond to you. And we want nothing more than your reality to be a full calendar of people who were put there by other people or who found their way to you because they're clear that you are the one who's going to solve their problem and change the course of their trajectory to put them on the right path. Like, that's how this works. It's about you winning customers and not selling stuff. Right? If you're here still on this live 27 minutes into it, it's because this is a problem you still need solved. So stop screwing around and let's start solving it. Right? We appreciate you. Thanks so much for allowing us to be part of your success team. Get involved, get engaged. 2020 is still winnable. Let's go make it happen.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Make More Sales podcast. If you like what you're hearing, you'll definitely want to check out our Make More Sales Facebook group, where you'll find more amazing content, including free sales training and live content happening every single week. So make sure to follow the link below to join. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show, and share it with your friends. That way, more people can learn how to make more sales without getting better at selling. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.